Bullet sending 2 people to the hospital, and it lands a rapper in jail. 7 Sheldon Fox with the exclusive.
Pooh Shiesty just got hit with a federal raid after only 3 months out, violating his release conditions. Right after his big first day out celebration, this Memphis rapper was acting recklessly in ways that ended up costing him his freedom again. You know the feds don't play, and when he threw shots at them on his first day out track, which now has over 25 million views, they made sure to catch him slipping. The real reason he got taken down is more obvious than most want to admit, and we're about to break down exactly how he fumbled the bag. But first, let me give you all the full picture. This Memphis rapper should have been enjoying his second chance when federal agents stormed his spot and immediately violated his parole. Now hold up before you think this came out of nowhere. Dude's been acting like he didn't care about his freedom from day one. But here's where it gets extra wild. He was basically asking for trouble. For those who missed it, Pooh Shiesty came home after serving just under 5 years of what was supposed to be an 8-year sentence. The feds initially wanted him to do 20, but his lawyers got it reduced. Still, coming home early on federal parole means you're on thin ice every single day. When Pooh Shiesty first returned, he was supposed to be on his best behavior. Federal parole is serious business, fam. Curfews, check-ins, and a long list of no-don'ts are mandatory. But this guy acted like no one was watching. I remember when he was on the Bend the Don stream and his parole officer called asking where he was. Bro was supposed to be home on curfew, but was out in the streets past his time. And get this, he straight up lied to his PO on camera. Ben had to mute the mic because he knew that was some hot type sh**.
Yeah, you Trey Williams. Yeah, I'm at the house. Yeah, keep it. All right. Just go, kid. Go make it right. No. You said what? Yes, I am. Yes, I am, man. Check it again. That's where I live at. That's where I live at. Refresh it. That's where I live at. Look, I ain't lying to you. I ain't playing no game.
You can mute the joint right now, Trey.
I don't play like that.
Man, that's some straight up reckless behavior. And the wild part, this wasn't just a one-off mistake. Pooh Shiesty's been moving like he was untouchable since day one. He was all over social media, flexing with chains and cars and talking that street talk like he wasn't still technically on federal supervised release. But yo, this is where it gets deeper than just curfew violations. See, Pooh Shiesty's been snitching on himself through his own music. In his lyrics, he literally says, "Out on paper with a fully ARP sitting on my counter." And in the streets, we know Pooh doesn't rap cap. If he says it in his bars, that's his reality. For those who don't know, an ARP is a fully automatic weapon, something federal parole absolutely forbids. And the real kicker? He was living in a halfway house as part of his release. Let me break that down for y'all. When federal inmates get out early, they don't just roll home. They go to a transitional facility called a halfway house. You sleep there nightly, follow strict rules, and gradually earn more freedom. It's meant to help you readjust, but federal guidelines are still in full effect. In a halfway house, you get a curfew. You can't just come and go as you please. You need permission to travel and work, and you definitely can't hang with other felons or gang members. The whole idea is to ease you back into society while keeping you under tight watch. And federal supervision, they don't play. State parole might cut you some slack, but federal parole officers track your every move. They can search your place anytime and drug test randomly, and if you violate even the smallest rule, you're headed straight back to finish your sentence. For someone like Pooh Shiesty, CEO of Choa Gang, this supervision was supposed to be even stricter. The feds aren't just watching him, they're watching the whole organization. Being the head of Choa Gang means they track everyone you roll with, everywhere you go, everything you do. Now let's get into what put Pooh Shiesty in this mess in the first place. This wasn't his first run-in with the law, and his pattern shows he never really learned. The case that sent him up originally involved serious street business. Back in 2020, Pooh Shiesty got caught in multiple incidents that drew federal attention. The main case? He met someone, robbed them, and ended up shooting them during the robbery.
Plus, one station surveillance camera is showing a new view of a violent shootout in a parking lot of a South Florida apartment building. The barrage of bullets sending 2 people to the hospital, and it lands a rapper in jail.
According to court documents, this wasn't just a random crime.
And it lands a rapper in jail. 7 Sheldon Fox with the exclusive.
Rhode Island says you're wanted. With it.
Mr. Williams, you were arrested for pursuant to an arrest.
This was just part of a clear pattern of violent behavior the feds have been watching closely. But hold up, that's not even the whole story. There's also the wild incident where he opened fire in a club after someone jacked his money. During that chaos, he even shot a security guard who was just trying to do his job.
A rapper arrested. He's accused of shooting a security guard at a South Florida gentleman's club and will remain behind bars. A judge denied bond for 21-year-old Lontrell Williams.
Real talk, moving like that in the streets isn't just risking yourself. You're putting innocent people in danger too. The feds built their case on multiple incidents: armed robbery, assault with a deadly weapon, and conspiracy charges. They painted Pooh Shiesty as someone who reached for violence first, not last. The prosecution argued he was a threat to the community and needed the full 20 years originally sought. His defense fought hard to reduce it, saying he was young, talented, and could be rehabilitated. They got it down to 8 years, still serious, but far from the 2 decades he faced. When Pooh Shiesty came home, it looked like the world was his. His first day out song was blowing up. Plaques, foreign cars, and even rumors with India love were in the mix. He had the chance to build a real empire, but somehow he still found a way to slip. That first track wasn't just music, it was a declaration. He was back, focused and ready to dominate the game. Millions of views later, it seemed like he might be the success story who learned from mistakes. But behind the scenes, the streets were whispering. People said he never really left that street mindset. Same crew, same talk, same invincible energy. The issue with federal parole, they see everything. Social posts, music videos, who you roll with, where you go, they're watching. Rapping about automatic weapons while on supervised release isn't just art, it's evidence. The real shocker, how Ben the Dawn broke it first on his stream. Live on air, he got a call about the raid. You could hear the disbelief in his voice when he realized they had taken everything. Ben tried to downplay it, but the streets were already buzzing. In the clip that went viral, you hear him say, "Remember that bet when Buddy had this right here? I told you he was going back."
Remember that bet when Buddy had this right here? And I told you, I was like, he going to jail?
Yeah.
He's going back.
The way he said it.
The way he said it made it clear. This wasn't a total surprise. Folks who've been watching Pooh Shiesty's moves knew this was coming. But here's where it gets wild. Ben later jumped on Twitter trying to claim the call wasn't about Pooh Shiesty. He tweeted, "I get y'all gotta get y'all money, but that's cap as F. Shiesty hasn't got an MF thing to do with that call." Whether he was deflecting or protecting his homie, who knows? Still, the truth came out anyway. That raid, probably planned, weeks, maybe months ahead. Federal agents don't just roll up randomly. They gather evidence, build a case, and strike when they're ready. From what we know, they hit his spot, found what they needed, and hauled him off immediately. Soon after, blogs blew up with news of Pooh Shiesty being back in custody. DJ Academics confirmed it with federal prison records, showing his real name, Lontrell Donnell Williams Jr., his register number, and his release date, April 11th, 2026. That date matters because it's the same as his original release before he got out early on parole. Now, this isn't about one mistake, it's a pattern. Pooh Shiesty never took his second chance seriously. The streets were talking since day one, and it wasn't looking good. For those who don't know federal parole, let me break it down. When you get early release, you're still serving your sentence in the community. There are strict rules: curfews, check-ins, no weapons, no hanging with known felons, and no criminal activity. Break any of it and you're going straight back. The fact that his release date matches his original one tells us this is likely a parole violation, not new charges. If there were new charges, he'd face extra time. Instead, he's just finishing the rest of the 8-year sentence. But what triggered the raid? Lyrics about weapons, curfew violations, rolling with the wrong crowd, or something else discovered during a check? Looking at the timeline, it seems the feds had been collecting proof for a while. Curfew on Bend Stream, bars about weapons, maybe even surveillance with prohibited associates. This goes beyond one rapper. It's about the cycle pulling young black men back into the system. When you come from the streets, leaving that life behind is tough, especially when it made you famous. The music industry doesn't help. Labels want street credibility, fans demand it, social media rewards it. Artists get trapped between staying real and staying free. For Pooh Shiesty, his brand was that street dude. Chopper gang, gun talk, robbery stories, that's what made him hot. But under federal supervision, that brand can't exist anymore. You have to evolve while following strict rules. What's even messier is the ripple effect. His community and his fans, they all watched. Young people saw a second chance wasted, sending the wrong message. Pooh Shiesty had a platform to show Memphis kids that you can come from the streets, mess up, pay your debt, and still build something legit. Instead, he became a warning. The financial hit is massive. Streams, shows, and endorsements all stopped. His team, his family, everyone relying on him left hanging. Legal fees? Probably hundreds of thousands the first time, maybe more if he appeals or fights new charges. The label situation? Complicated. Labels invest expecting returns. Arrests risk that investment. Some can drop you, and some put projects on hold. And this? Completely avoidable. Basic rules: stay home, no weapons, don't rap about illegal stuff, avoid felons. Simple. Could have kept him free to grow his career. Imagine what 3 more years could have done. More projects, label growth, legit business moves, and cementing his spot in hip-hop. Instead, behind bars, watching others take his place. Halfway houses are supposed to help, but many are overcrowded, underfunded, and in bad areas, hard to escape old influences. For a famous, wealthy guy like Pooh Shiesty, this setup probably didn't give the structure he needed. Federal parole is punishing, not always rehabilitative. One slip and you're back inside, even without new charges. But the rules exist to protect the community and give offenders a chance. Violating them repeatedly, especially after violent convictions, demands a response. So what now? Pooh Shiesty's release is April 11th, 2026. Assuming no new charges, he's got about 15 months to reflect and plan. The hip-hop game will look different. New artists, new sounds, his momentum gone. Restarting isn't easy, especially with his track record. Appeals or early release? Possible, but harder now. Judges don't like wasted chances, and prosecutors will argue he's untrustworthy. The best move? Use the time wisely. Write, study, get your GED, whatever builds him up. When he gets out, he has to show real change, not just talk. The question, will he learn, or is this the start of another cycle? Hip-hop is watching, and other artists should be taking notes. This story isn't just Pooh Shiesty. It's about choices, environment, and how hard it is to change when the world around you stays the same. For young viewers, the lesson is clear. Take your second chance seriously. Don't let pride, peers, or image cost your freedom. Success is worthless if you're locked up. For other artists, federal supervision isn't a game. Rules might feel unfair, but breaking them costs everything. Pooh Shiesty could have stayed focused on music and simple parole rules. Instead, he acted like the feds weren't watching, and now he's back, finishing his original sentence. The saddest part? He had everything. Talent, resources, people believing in him. None of that matters if you don't make the right moves. What do you think? Will he change, or is this just the start of a longer cycle? Comment below, subscribe for updates, and remember, freedom is a privilege, not a right. Don't fumble the bag. Stay focused, stay free, and let your success speak louder than your past. The streets will always watch, and so will the feds.